Basketball season has returned. You may hate us now, but we won't stop now.
I was hoping that was what that was in reference to.
Yeah.
Basketball season has returned.
Yep. We're going to talk about our West NBA predictions because we're better at basketball than wrestling. Fact or not a fact?
That's a fact.
Always been a fact? Always been a fact.
Always been a fact because we never took a break from basketball.
No.
Like whenever we would do wrestling Q&As, people would ask us questions. We'd always be like, we weren't watching then.
We don't know about Edge versus the Great Khali.
If you give us basketball Q&A, odds are we were there if we were alive. And even if we weren't alive, we probably know most about that too.
We're talking a lot about the 2002 Sacramento Kings today and how they got screwed over. Actually, no, we're not. Let's go forward. We're going to go with the way that you described it. We're going to rank our NBA teams, how we think they're going to finish from 15 to 1.
And we'll give you a little something about each team. That little something may be their 15th because they deserve it.
Yeah.
And that might be all I say.
But the thing is, we talked about our 15th team. We have different dead last teams in the West.
We haven't seen each other's list.
We have not.
We only shared 15 because we live in a state where the team of our state was a very big contender for spot 15.
Yep.
So we were just going with, all right.
We'll
just switch off. So you go 15.
My 15th team.
You'll say the odds for, what was your 15? Okay.
My 15th team is the Utah Jazz. Trey Burke is hurt to start the season. If you don't know who Trey Burke is, you probably
didn't watch college basketball.
Yeah, because he's about as good as it gets. Mm-hmm. I have a friend who's a Jazz fan who has sent me a text.
C-Rob?
C-Rob. Okay. Has sent me a text already giving up on the season. He's also a Vikings fan, so he knows that feeling when it's there. I trust his feeling. They're going to get they're going to be the number one pick for the lotto and not get it because Adam Silver is not sending Basketball Jesus Canada version to Utah.
We don't deserve him.
Andrew Wiggins is not coming to Utah.
No,
we got Trey Burke. We should be happy with that.
Yeah, our state does not deserve Anthony Bennett. Anthony Bennett.
Yeah.
Andrew Wiggins.
Or Anthony Bennett.
We don't deserve Anthony Bennett for that. Like, let's be honest.
We got Trey Burke. We should be happy with that. Who's your 15th team?
Not the Utah Jazz. Shocker, I know, because I hate the Jazz.
Yeah.
I went Phoenix Suns. Why? They're so bad. Eric Bledsoe.
It's their best player.
Eric Bledsoe is their best player. Think about that. I mean, I know he was backing up Chris Paul, so there's no shame in that.
No shame.
But when that dude is your superstar, that does not equal a good time.
Not at all.
At all.
Never.
Had they kept Michael Beasley, they would have been a stern 13 seed.
Yeah.
But Beasley is home now, so I went Phoenix. That's what it is. And then moving on, 14. See, this is where we're 14. Mine was the Utah Jazz. Why?
Everything I said.
They're not good.
Everything I said.
Gordon Hayward, guys. When you are trying to secure a contract extension with Gordon Hayward. And he's like, Gordon Hayward, you are not about to get guaranteed money. You take this money.
You'll be getting guaranteed money on Houston.
Oh, my gosh.
Chandler Parks would be eating your lunch.
Was your 14 the Suns?
Yes. So everything he said about the Suns, I will say. My 13th team, Hornets. Ooh. Not Hornets, Pelicans.
Pelicans.
The New Orleans Pelicans. Which, I mean, they don't have a whole lot of talent on that team either. Do you think Eric Gordon's going to lead you to the promised land? You think Anthony Davis is going to be so good you don't win more than 20 games? I don't think so. I think he's solid. I think he can't be your best player at this point. And if he is, you're going to be the 13th best team in the West. And it's that simple. Who do you got?
Sacramento Kings at the 13th spot. I mean, guys, you got Jimmer Fredette on your team.
Competing for minutes.
When Jimmer Fredette has a chance to play, you're not going to have a good time. They still got Isaiah Thomas.
So they bring
Isaiah Thomas we know him. He's a good time.
So
they lost Tyreek. That's a rough life.
It is.
So
Isaiah Thomas was consensus probably their second or third best player last year. So what do you do when your second or third best player is a point guard? You sign Grievous Vasquez.
Because living La Grievous.
Yeah, because they don't play. They're not going to mesh well on the floor together. One of the two's got to give. Apparently Isaiah Thomas is in the doghouse because he went to ownership and said, "This is my team. Get out of here with this."
Yeah.
And I agree with him. That's my dog.
Mm-hmm.
That's my 12th team. I'll just let everything you just said about them linger.
Okay. Am I on 12 now?
Yeah.
Everyone, don't shoot me in the face. My number 12 team is the Los Angeles Lakers.
Oh, wow. You think the Pelicans are going to be better?
Oh, I'll get to the Pelicans.
Oh, wow.
Listen to the Lakers are so bad. I feel so bad for Kobe Bryant. I really do. I mean, you can look at it both ways. A, if they were good and they rode out on the sunset, maybe this is Kobe's last year. Kobe's not leaving like this.
No.
Laker fans, you're getting more Kobe. I mean, they don't mesh well. D'Antoni's a jackass. Like, and you don't even know when Kobe's gonna come back. You could say, oh,
Achilles are tough.
Yeah, Kobe's good enough to carry them.
You can't fake on an Achilles like you can on a bad knee. Brandon Roy played a great quarter back in whatever year they were in the playoffs, 2011, on a bad knee. You can't do that on an Achilles. You try to jump on a bad Achilles, it snaps again. You're done.
I feel it's so mental too, because you're thinking about like that's every time you step, something could go wrong.
Every time you do anything explosive, you feel in your Achilles. My friend blew out his Achilles. Hated it.
Yeah, but just their roster, it is not good. And I know it feels weird to say the Lakers, but if you take out the fact that they are the Lakers and you named them the Sacramento Kings and just looked at their roster, it's bad. I have them at 12. I think they're awful. They're not going to have a good day.
I think it's tough to count out that dog Kobe, though.
But we don't know if he's coming back.
Exactly.
That's why they're down there.
Yeah.
And even then,
without Kobe, they entirely deserve to be
very, very low.
Worse than Sacramento.
Oh, absolutely.
But the idea of the threat of Kobe coming and playing is getting higher.
Mm-hmm.
So we're on to 11 now?
Did you say you're 12? Yeah, so you're on
Sacramento. 11. I got the Dallas Mavericks.
Right.
I don't think Monte Ellis is gonna mesh good with this team.
I'm gonna jump in right now and say mine is also the Mavericks. So that
whoa! I thought you were good. I thought that look was
Mavs, bros.
I thought that look was a look of like, what are you doing?
No, I was just if we have the same one, we can interject so we can just go, so we don't have to like say mine's the Mavericks too.
You think Monte Ellis is gonna fit good with them?
Mm-hmm. Because Monte Ellis does not
fit good with any team.
No, he's not. He's like Russell Westbrook. If Russell Westbrook was a lot worse at basketball.
Yeah, exactly. He leaves the Warriors and they become the most exciting team in basketball within like a year and a half.
Exactly.
And now he's going to leave. How he went to the Bucks, and the Bucks all of a sudden went from being a solid team to not being able to beat the Heat in 6.
Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah, they thought though.
Bucks in 6.
Bucks in 6 forever.
Bucks in 6 forever.
And yeah, just Dirk. I've gained respect for Dirk Nowitzki over the years. He was in my least.
He's old now.
He was. I know. I'm just saying. I just feel bad for the guy.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I gained respect for him after he mopped the floor with the Miami Heat in the finals. Yeah, that was
the 1 foot fadeaway that he came out with changed the game up.
Yeah, that was rough. All right, so we're on 10.
Yeah.
Mine now I have the Pelicans.
Okay.
I just feel Anthony Davis, Austin Rivers, my dog. Shout out to Austin Rivers. You got Eric Gordon.
I think they have a solid shooting guard.
Don't they have Drew Holiday?
They just traded for him, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I was thinking this through when I was making. I'm like, I always forget about Drew. Yeah,
and Philly actually won a couple games.
Yeah, that's pretty solid. Like I'm looking around, and that starting 5, I don't see a better one below it. I see a lot ahead of it, but I'm like, I just can't put them. I don't know. I believe in the Pelicans.
I guess I do have some guys who can win some games. I have the Nuggets.
Okay, number 10.
They're thin. They don't have a whole lot of depth. They don't have any depth behind Danilo Gallinari, who's been injury-prone his entire career.
Exactly.
Ty Lawson, you don't know if he's going to come in 30 pounds overweight or if he's going to come in shape. Aaron Afalo is, shout out the Kendrick Lamar song. He's solid. He's not exactly a starting 5 player on a team that's going to finish top 4 in any place. They do have Fareed.
They just need Kenneth Fareed to be Kenneth Fareed.
Even then, he's just going to get you a ton of rebounds.
Yeah, they lost Iguodala.
Yeah. They lost their center, didn't they?
Who am I thinking of? Oh my gosh.
JaVale McGee was on this team a while back.
Yeah, just keep talking. That's going to piss me off. I'll think of what I'm...
Yeah. When you get to them eventually.
Yeah.
They were a playoff team last year, and they put a solid run against... I forgot who it was. I think they were pretty high seed, too.
Yeah, they're always there.
Yeah.
They were last year. It was that situation where they had some people... Say Iguodala,
Iguodala is a great third
He's
piece.
a great complementary piece, yeah.
And I'll get
when you
to
try to make him into... I just don't see it. But yeah, I'll just go first on 9 because I have the Nuggets at 9.
Yeah. Okay, good.
Pretty much
Same
same
page.
situation. So
Yeah.
go to 8.
Well, my 9th team is the Lakers. And you talk about the
Perfect.
Lakers. And the Lakers, I don't see them making the playoffs either.
Mm-hmm.
8th seed, Portland Trailblazers.
Ooh.
I think they're going to beat out the Lakers, and I don't think they're... I mean, it's weird.
I also have the Blazers at 8, so...
Wow, we're on the
continue.
same page here.
Yep.
I think Lillard's going to take that next step.
Damian Lillard is... Oh, let's take a break here. In the YouTube fantasy draft last year, I take Damian Lillard. And Chase Oliver says, I think Justin has the second best team. The only blip I see is he took Damian Lillard. I mean, he's not that nice.
How did you end up on my team then?
No. In last year's YouTube one.
Oh, YouTube
with
one.
the one with these guys.
Okay, yeah, I'm about to say
Chase-
because he ended up on my team in the business.
Chase said I had the second best team because I took Damian Lillard,
Wow.
which was bad. Like
Yeah.
he said that as a negative.
That was why you weren't the best team.
Chase,
Damian Lillard
come on.
was Rookie of the Year last year. He's
Lillard.
just going to get better. He's getting better at playing with good teammates. He
I
didn't
smoke
have...
weed with Damian Lillard.
Yeah, exactly. Me too.
Think about that.
LaMarcus Aldridge, they always talk about trading him every year. There's a reason I don't trade him. He's really good at basketball. He's a good 4. He's a good 5. He can do whatever it takes.
You know
You
what?
want to go big, you put him at
Here's
4.
what I think. I feel like the basketball gods should have repaid all the good deeds that Kobe Bryant did by giving him LaMarcus Aldridge a couple years
100%.
ago.
100%. But
Could
do
you
you think at the
imagine
same
that
time, though,
combo?
you couldn't take him from Portland because Portland was losing their best player to a
Oh yeah, I'm just
freak
saying.
knee injury. Yeah.
When they were looking for that move to make and they got Dwight Howard.
Yeah, if they would have rocked out Aldridge and they rocked out Gasol, that would have been nasty nights because they can run high low with both those guys.
Exactly.
Howard can go high. LaMarcus Aldridge's mid-range jumper is nice.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Nicholas Batum's taking that next step. Wesley Matthews is exactly what you want out of a starting shooting guard in today's NBA because he can guard anybody.
Who's your 7? I hope we're the same.
My 7, Timberwolves.
Me too.
Oh, we didn't collaborate on this at
We
all.
promise. I was over there researching.
Yeah.
He was over here researching.
Ricky Rubio, the Spanish point guard, will carry them.
He's a good guy.
That's
They
gonna be
lost Budding during the preseason. I don't know when he's coming back. Maybe he's already back because I don't follow Timberwolves.
Dude,
preseason.
they got
Alexi Shved, however you want to pronounce it.
get Kevin Martin. That's the part that people don't talk about. They have Kevin Martin who can shoot.
Another thing that none of us have mentioned, as we've gone to like 5 players and forgot to say Kevin Love.
No, Kevin Love, everyone knows.
Oh
it.
no, yeah, I'm just saying it's funny
exactly.
that it took us 5 guys to say Kevin Love.
Nikola Pekovic
He's
is exactly what you want out of the 4 and 5.
and he's a hell of a karaoke singer. Look up the Timberwolves YouTube page.
Oh yeah. Small forward wise, they have a lot of guys.
That's
that can
Alexi
play there.
Shved.
Yeah, he's like a shooting guard backup guy. They use him a lot as a combo.
He's-
He can get to the
so
rim.
Nasty though.
He can get to the rim, and he looks
He
like
does it
Arizona.
from Mother Russia.
Yeah.
So that's 7.
Yeah.
Who do you have at 6?
Houston.
I have Memphis, so you go first.
I have Memphis at 5. So
Okay.
Houston, I have them at 6. Just because Len has reached his peak, and he gets more stats than production. If you don't know what that means, think about it for a second. He'll get a bunch of shots up. He get his numbers, but those numbers aren't exactly near the wins.
Yeah.
Harden comes and goes with that. I feel it might be the same way. Howard is the ultimate stats over production guy because he doesn't guard the paint, but he blocks shots.
Mm-hmm.
Omir Asik is a better center than him on that team. But he's not going to get the minutes he needs, and they're probably end up trading at some point. Harden's solid. I don't think that's going to be a team that's going to take the next step. I mean, they talk about those guys contending. I don't think they're a contender. Patrick Beverley's our starting point guard. It's height and all, awesome, but there's a reason why Patrick Beverley's not the starting point guard on another team that could have got him.
He was on the Heat once.
Yeah, the reason why he's not starting point guard on the Heat is because he's not as good as he needs to be a starting point guard on a contender.
Mm-hmm.
If he was good enough to be a starting point guard on a contender, he would have been a starting point guard on a contender that he was on.
Exactly. I have the Grizzlies at 6 because Mark Gasol,
Mark Gasol,
Zebo. Mike
Zebo was in my Space Jam 2 write-up.
Oh, okay, there you go.
I like
Mike,
Nick Zebo.
they still got Mike Conley. Mike Conley came on last year. That dude can ball.
He's really good at basketball.
I just had him below some of the guys. Not really.
Their backcourt's not that great.
Yeah, not really a fault to the Grizzlies. I just look above the teams I put above them, and I'm like,
West. People talk about the West. The West is stacked.
yeah, the West was hard. The West was hard to put. So yeah, I have Grizzlies at 6.
They're my 5. I vouch for everything you
The
said.
Grizzlies in the 6th seed in the West is not a bad thing. It's not like we're saying the Grizzlies suck.
Yeah.
They didn't get worse. Other teams got better. It just happens. So you said they're your 6?
They're my 5.
Or sorry, 5?
Yeah.
My 5 is GSW. I have the Golden State Warriors.
Okay.
Steph Curry, Andre Iguodala. Like, they're going to be nasty. Harrison Barnes, Klay Thompson. I think another bonus prediction here. 6th man of the year goes to Harrison Barnes or Klay Thompson.
Oh, exactly.
That's who I'm saying.
Whenever one comes off
Whichever
the bench.
whichever one decides to be, that guy is going to be that guy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yes. Steph Curry. Oh my Lord. He now they've able to.
Second half of the season last year.
You add Andre Iguodala to this team. He doesn't have to be the best player. He's not the best player. He gets to compliment everybody.
He's the third best offensive player on the floor.
He gets to go get boards, play defense, crash the pass, interrupt the passing lanes.
Helps out so much too because their biggest weakness was David Lee's power forward defense. He couldn't guard a good power forward.
He can score. Iguodala can score, but doesn't have to.
Yeah, exactly.
This is the perfect scenario for him. This is one of the best put together teams.
They're higher up for me than 5. Then.
Oh, I think I know the 2 that we have flipped because I have the Rockets much higher and you have. So I think that's probably where that happened. But yeah, so I have Warriors at 5. I think they make that move this year.
I have the Clippers at 4.
Oh, wait, you're on 5 still, I thought.
My 5 was Memphis.
Oh, okay,
That's what you said, yeah. My 4th best team in the West is the Clippers.
Okay.
Clippers got Chris Paul. They got Blake Griffin at DeAndre Jordan.
You are not a Blake Griffin guy, though.
I'm not a Blake
Griffin.
remember
this.
He's on my fantasy team because he gets stats, not production. Dude can't guard anybody. Dude can only dunk. He can't shoot. He's got no mid-range game. He's a paint clogger, and when you have DeAndre Jordan, who also is the same thing, it's tough to. DeAndre
Jordan is the definition of a paint clogger.
Yeah,
he
exactly.
invented paint clogging.
How do you expect Chris Paul to get to the bucket when you have their power forward and center of the team that's facing you is going to be standing in the paint? But at the same time, they're so talented they'll win a whole lot of games.
Yeah.
They don't win the first round matchup I have with Memphis, so I did that as well.
Oh yeah, I guess we can figure that out.
Yeah. I don't have them winning that just because I don't think they match up well with Memphis, but they're going to win more games in the West.
So we're at number 4?
Yes.
Number 4, I have the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Wow.
Why? Because Kevin Durant is not as good as you think he is. I'll say that. They don't have Russell Westbrook, who I think is the key of that team. Russell Westbrook was just wait.
Yeah.
We don't have to wait long. Season starts tomorrow. When all of a sudden the Thunder stumble out of the gates, and all of a sudden they're looking at a 500 record through 9 games, everyone's like, "But it doesn't make sense." They have Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant's almost as good as LeBron James. Shut your goddamn mouth. Again, I'm not saying they suck. I saw them at the 4th in a loaded West. No fault to them. It's not like they suck. It's hard. It's hard. It's hard life out here. And yeah, I just have it 4, just because I don't think Kevin Durant is going to be able to carry the load by himself at all, because Harden's gone, Westbrook's gone. Last year they tried to put Kevin Martin into the Harden spot. He's gone. I mean, if you want straight up Reggie Jackson, if you're big on Reggie Jackson, that's okay, I guess.
I'm big on him.
Nick Collison, I don't know.
They don't have any front court scoring, but they have a lot of front court defense.
Serge.
Eric Maynor.
Love Eric
Maynor. I think he is going to be the floor general, and he's going to be really good at passing the ball to Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
That's what you need to do. When Westbrook gets back, they'll click and they'll roll. Which is why I have them higher.
What are you on your 3 now?
Yeah, my 3 is Golden State.
There you go.
Golden State. I picked them as my 3 seed just because I think it's going to take some time for them to click and figure out things. We don't know who their 5th or 6th guy on the rotation is going to be. How they're going to split the minutes. We don't know who exactly is going to be the backup point guard behind Steph Curry. They're going to have Iguodala take the ball up. He's done that before.
But when you think of this roster, Mark Jackson would really have to screw this up.
Exactly.
He's not that kind of guy.
Exactly. You think Bogut has injury concerns, kind of might hold him back a little bit. He's not going to play a full 82. You don't expect that, though. They have Festus Ezeli as a nice backup. They have David Lee. David Lee can get a lot of rebounds.
Solid.
We want to talk about guys who are underrated. David Lee.
David Lee has so much heart when he played in those playoff games last year. All sorts of messed up where he was completely ruled out for the entire playoffs.
Yeah. Tore his hip flexor and said, "I want to play still."
That's a man.
And they're my 3 seed. They're not my 3rd. They're not the 3rd best team in the West, in my opinion. But they're not. It's going to take some time for it to click. It's only an 82 game season, and I think they're going to have the long picture in mind.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
My 3 seed, my new boy. Why is he my new boy? Because I love heels. Dwight Howard and the Rockets.
Wow.
I have Dwight Howard. Notice I didn't say James Harden and the Rockets.
That's actually
Kevin Durant.
That's actually the matchup I have Golden State and Houston in the first round.
Think about that. That'd be a series.
That would be fun.
I just want to believe in Dwight Howard. What I've seen, I know it's just preseason. Dwight Howard looks like he's healthy again. It looks like he's a place where he wants to be. He's back to joking around. He doesn't have to suck up. He doesn't have to suck up to Kobe. And
a lot of strip clubs in Houston.
He's having a good time.
Magic City.
Yeah, I feel like even though I don't like James Harden, Jeremy Lin should not be included in the big three of those guys. Chandler Parsons should if they're going to make a big three. He's my boy. But I look at Dwight Howard. Doesn't have to be something he's not anymore. He doesn't have to be all serious around Kobe because Kobe will get mad at him. Him and James Harden just go out there, wild out, have a good time. Chandler Parsons, do it all big. I guess it's do it all medium. But I really believe in the Rockets. I just think Dwight Howard is going to go back to being Dwight Howard, which we saw how that worked with nothing around him pretty much in Orlando. I think he's just going to get back to doing his thing. But he actually has a legit guy in James Harden to say, hey, you go do the scoring, I'll cover the paint. Jeremy Lin, you do your thing.
You think his back's better?
Oh, from what I've seen, he's been jumping out of the building again.
He could when he lost his back, that was bad.
Yeah, he had to he could barely get over the rim to dunk.
Yeah,
that does not happen.
Yeah,
ever.
Who's your number 2? San Antonio?
Did you already do 3?
Yeah, my 3 is Golden State.
Okay, no, I have the Clippers at number 2.
And San Antonio's number 1? Okay, I have San Antonio as my number 2. It's the respect thing at this point. Just because I just think that you have Tim Duncan, you have Thiago Splitter, you have Kawhi Leonard, you have Parker, you have Ginobili. You have these guys who have continued to do it. So what makes you think this year's going to be the year it falls apart?
Yeah.
Until it falls apart, you can't be that guy who sits there and says the world's going to end for San Antonio.
Because people have been saying that for 6 years.
Yeah. Tim Duncan, his game is
Tim Duncan's been retired for 6 years, according to some people. He's been done for 6 years.
He can show up. He's the guy, everyone knows that guy who when they walk into the gym, even if they're not in shape, haven't played basketball in a month, he's going to destroy you just because he knows so much about the game.
Mm-hmm.
He feels the game better than anyone else in there.
Absolutely.
I just don't think in regular season they're going to push him. I think they're going to get Thiago Splitter some meaningful minutes. They might do the same thing that Brooklyn's going to do with Garnett, where they don't have Duncan play the back-to-backs.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if he doesn't play the back-to-backs, play 65 games in a year, those 65 games, they're going to be nice.
Yeah. I had Clippers at number 2. One thing. J.J. Redick. J.J. Redick and Chris Paul have made amends from the Duke Wake Forest days.
Oh, man.
They have come together as
Get him.
one of the great combinations of all time because J.J. Redick's about to go hammer time.
Get him.
Blake Griffin, Blake Griffin, DeAndre Jordan, they're going to do their thing. DeAndre will block shots. Blake's going to keep trying to make those 12-foot jumpers and brick out, and hopefully DeAndre Jordan gets a board and kicks it out to J.J. Redick. And they just keep doing all. There's a good time to watch. They're like a more talented Florida Gulf Coast if Florida Gulf Coast had shooters.
Yeah.
So there's going to be a good time to watch. Chris Paul's good enough to where I feel like he's and smart enough to where he knows where to put the ball. He's not the dude that says, because there are some point guards that would see DeAndre Jordan and say, I'm going to give this guy the ball because he's big. No. Chris Paul's like, he's smart enough to know, I'm going to get the ball to this guy in this situation. I'm going to give the ball to Blake Griffin only in situations where I can throw it above the cylinder.
You're rolling to the rim. Let me leave a lot of
it. He's not that dude that's going to be, Blake Griffin's posted up at the elbow. And then Blake Griffin does this shit like he always does.
Yeah, where he turns faces up.
Cross, slow, pick, and then it's going the other way.
Yeah. So
I think the holes in their roster, I think, are made up for by Chris Paul's basketball IQ to where he's like the Peyton Manning of this team. You don't surround him with he's surrounded with really good guys. Maybe not the best combo for what you're trying to do here, but his basketball IQ will make them better because you go here, run around here. So I have them at number 2.
One thing I'm concerned about with them, though, what if Blake Griffin starts believing his own hype even more so and thinks that he can shoot and thinks that he needs the ball?
And I hope that Chris Paul is a leader enough to go to him and say, Blake,
you sit down, you catch dunks.
Yeah, you dunk the ball.
He's gonna be the guy who comes 10 games in the year when they're 6-3, or 6-4 is going to go to the coach and be like,
I need the ball more.
exactly. That's Blake Griffin. That's why I have him back. I just don't think it's going to.
You had him at 4 or 5?
I have him at 4. Yeah,
4.
that's gonna be a battle though.
Yeah.
Love the battlefield.
The 1 through 5 in the West is.
Yeah.
It's, as you can see.
1 through 6.
That's true. 1 through 6 in the West, as you can see, because we're all.
Yeah.
I mean, it's. And you guys might think something different.
Oh yeah.
Doesn't mean any of us are right. We're just. It's just.
We're just talking. We're sitting
I
on
think
the
it's a
couch
good-
talking about basketball.
I think it's a good thing.
Yeah.
Because we gotta watch and see. It's not
It's
like.
the bizarro East, where the East you can see the pecking order starting to take shape.
Yeah.
This is like who's going to be the one that survives the dogfight.
Exactly.
Who's going to be the team that gets the first, second seed and gets the easier matchup in the first round?
Exactly.
Which is still, in my opinion, Portland and Minnesota is going to be rough because they have stars on their team.
Yeah.
Like legit stars that are going to wear down your big guys and make your
Yeah.
guards
The
around.
teams like that are getting to the point where they've had these dudes where you could, like Aldridge and Kevin Love, and you knew they were good enough to be the dude, but they had absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
They're starting to get stuff around them. So now we're going to really start to see who's, are they as good as we thought they were going to be 5 years ago when we said, oh, wait till they get stuff around them. So we'll see. My number 1 was the Spurs. Hey, if you can beat the Miami Heat in the NBA Finals, which they should have done,
Real close.
it's not your fault, Spurs, San Antonio fans. It's the NBA's fault for bringing out the yellow tape and starting to tape off American Airlines Arena in Game 6 like they're about to do the trophy in celebration for the Spurs. You listen to interviews from LeBron, Wade, Ray Allen, Chris Bosh. They all saw that stuff. They were down in the dumps. They saw the tape starting to get brought with like 45 seconds left. And they're like, whoa, 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 whoa. I mean, we're down 5. This probably is not going to happen, but don't do us like that. It's not over yet. And then Ray Allen happened.
LeBron even said in interviews, he's like, yeah.
They talk about interviews. It's not even like they like, oh, no, there's nothing to do with it.
It's
They're
like,
oh,
yeah.
that woke us up. Like, whoa, 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 this is real right now.
And LeBron said it took a whole lot of luck. He said it himself. And
Oh.
who are we to say it? Yeah.
Absolutely.
It took a ridiculous stuff to happen,
But, hey.
and ridiculous things happened, and they ended up winning it.
Yep. But the way Danny Green was shooting the ball last year, that's not going to stop. You don't lose shooting,
No.
like, especially not at his age.
You can go hot and cold, but
Yeah.
his cold is still better than most people's hot.
I honestly think Ginobili's done, though. I'll be the
Yeah.
guy that says it about Tim. I'm saying about Ginobili. I think Ginobili's done. He'll have spurts, but as a consistent,
He's going to be a six-man.
yeah, as
And
a
he's going to be a real
consistent,
six-man now at this
yeah. And Tony Parker is still one of the best point guards in the game. Tim Duncan's still one of the best bigs in the game. Thiago Splitter is actually coming along. That
Yeah.
dude will clog the paint, which you need.
Yeah.
They got Kawhi. I mean, you lay their roster out. They have some solid dudes
Oh, yeah.
across the board. And I still don't think, like you said, Tim Duncan. What Tim Duncan does not require athleticism. He has the strength to do it.
Yeah.
He doesn't even require strength. He's not.
Yeah.
He's spinning off.
It doesn't require agility. It
Yeah, so you
requires
can say
basketball
Tim
acumen.
Duncan
and
can do what
experience.
Tim Duncan's been doing for the past 5 years
Oh,
until he's
yeah.
49 years old.
Oh, yeah.
All it is jump and drop step and just lay off the glass.
Yeah.
Spot up, hit the elbow jumper off the glass. Like that doesn't take athleticism. He can do that forever. So I'm gonna go against what I've done the past 3 years of counting the Spurs out and putting them down because all these teams are they're more athletic. And I'm just gonna say no. I'm finally gonna believe the hype of the San Antonio Spurs as the number 1 seed, the number 1 team.
My number 1 team is Oklahoma City. I feel like they're going to be the 1 seed coming out just because they, out of everyone, have the most to prove in the West. And they're going to take it seriously. And I went through when I did the playoff matchups.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll just run through those real quick without really any explanation until I feel like it needs to happen. They'll have Portland in the first round. They'll handle Portland. San Antonio will handle Minnesota. Golden State will handle Houston. Solid enough. Because Houston doesn't. They have too much talent for. Golden State has too much talent for Houston to contain. And then Memphis is going to beat the Clippers just because they have some real big guys and not just jumping big guys. They have some mean dudes, Gasol and Zebo. So the second round matchups would be Oklahoma City against Memphis, and Memphis will do the same thing they did last year, just beat them up. Oklahoma City walks out of that one fine. Golden State versus San Antonio. I think this is where Golden State gets them.
They almost did last year.
Yeah, and they got better, which is scary. They
have an Iguodala to lock up with Leonard or whatever they need him to do.
What Danny Green goes on? Oh well, let's put Iguodala on him. Oh now Kawhi's going on. Oh, let's go do that. Oh, Curry's down. Well, Curry will pass the ball to these guys, and then we'll put Bogut, who's a very solid post defender, on Tim Duncan.
Mm-hmm.
I have Golden State winning that one. Oklahoma City's against Golden State. I have Golden State winning that. Oklahoma City is going to be a team who tries way too hard and runs out of gas. They're going to have a tough matchup with that in the middle, and at that
you thought the Westbrook Durant thing was bad. Now wait until Durant has some time to himself, and then Westbrook has to come back, and then all of a sudden Westbrook's like, whoa, this is my big Derrick Rose type return. I need the ball, and Durant's like, no, I'm balling.
Yeah,
I don't see Westbrook as a guy who is gonna.
No, heck no.
Exactly.
And
I don't think he should be. I'm a Russell Westbrook supporter.
I'm a KD guy.
There you go.
Yeah, exactly. But the thing is, when you go past that team is weak after that. Mm-hmm. Ibaka is good defender. His offense is coming along, but I mean,
he's starting to get to the point where he can hit the mid-range jumper, but at the same time, if I'm playing them, I want him to hit.
You shoot that. Yeah.
The Heat gave him that every time down the floor in the finals.
That's a rough matchup because who's going to go off? Well, let's put Barnes in at the 2, and we'll put Curry at the point guard.
Iguodala at the 3.
Yeah.
David Lee 4, Bogut at 5.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
So all of a sudden, we'll put Iguodala, one of the top 5 perimeter defenders, on Durant, and then we'll put Harrison Barnes, who's a freak athletic, who can go with Westbrook. Westbrook starts going off. We go big. We put Iguodala at the 2, and then we put him on Westbrook.
Right.
It's a tough matchup. That's why I think Golden State makes the NBA Finals.
Solid.
I didn't tell you to do that. But
I'd have the Spurs. I was going. Yeah. My rankings were based off of towards the end of the season.
Yeah.
Like I had. So I guess I technically kind of did the playoffs. I had Spurs, Clippers. I mean, not really, but I had.
Yeah.
My idea was who do I just kind of started from the bottom, went down instead of the bottom up.
Yeah.
So I guess if you look, it's kind of I have Spurs over Clippers in the Western Conference Finals, just because
they're the Spurs.
They're the Spurs.
You guys always want a team to root for. Why not the Spurs? They have the veteran who is probably one of the best person to ever play his position.
And they're starting. I see.
They're building the future.
I used to call them the most boring team in the NBA. I don't think that anymore after I watched the finals last year, because I was like, man, these guys are just balling hard right now. Yeah. So that's it, folks. That is the Western Conference.
Let us know what you think down below. There'll be a subscribe thing at some point, always above us, probably above us the entire time. But if you haven't clicked it yet, you should click it, because we're spreading our wings. Everything we do from here out is going to be awesome.
Awesome-tacular.
Take care, spike your hair, woo woo woo, you know it. Stay tuned for our East review, which should be up probably after this West review, and you probably see it next to it.
Yep.
And we might put a link up to it in here when that comes up, but maybe, probably not. That's a lot of work.
You never know.
You never know. It depends on how we're feeling that day.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to film that right now, though. But you guys won't see it until a little bit later.
So,
sorry.
Stay tuned.
The East is a much bigger thing to talk about.